In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the template files for laying out your design of the calendar. So you need to open up a file called dates.psd and you're going to find that file in the general area. You need to look for a folder called technology and open that. Inside that you'll find a folder called Year 9 graphics. Inside there there'll be a folder called calendar and you need to open up the file dates.psd. Once you do that, you will have on your screen an A4 page showing two nets of the number cubes. You'll notice the numbers are different on each one, but when combined together in the calendar they make up the dates from 01 all the way to 31. So in order for us to lay out our graphics, we need to make sure we're working on the right net. We need to make sure as well that we're working on the right layer. So if we come over to our layers palette over here on the right hand side, okay, you'll see we've got a layer called net on right hand side and a layer called net on left hand side, and then there's a background layer. What you'll notice about these two layers are these little folder icons. If I click that arrow beside the folder, it shows you within the folder a series of layers which make up the net. Okay, so net on right, net on left. So if I click this little eye icon like we've done before, click that, so the whole net including the numbers disappears. I can bring that back, and the same on the left hand side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drag my layers palette up here, make it longer so you can see all of the layers. First of all, within the folder called net on right hand side. So you've got layer 5, 0, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and those are all text layers. And then a layer called net of cube on right. So if I click on that, so that's all the lines that make up my net. Then these then are the individual numbers on separate layers. So when it comes to editing this text, we need to make sure we're on the right layer. So if I want to edit the text on number 1 there, if I come down onto the number 1 text layer, then I can come up, select my text, come up to the options bar, choose a different font, choose a different size, and I can choose a different color. Click the tick, done. Okay. If I want to move that text, because it's just sort of floating in the middle at the moment, what I need to do, the arrow tool at the top of our toolbar, okay, called the move tool, select that and just click and move it into place. Now, if I wasn't on the correct layer for number 1, so for example, if I was on layer 4, and I'm thinking out to myself, right, I want to move the number 1. So when I click and try and move, because I'm on layer 4, it's the number 4 that's moving. So I need to make sure I'm on layer 1 to work with the information that's on layer 1. Right, so I'd expect you now to work through each layer and change the font of each letter. Now it's up to you whether you want the same font on each one. It all depends on your design and the pictures that you're going to use. Obviously you need to choose colours that suit your pictures and your theme. So get the move tool, I can move number 2 into place. Obviously I'm just doing this at the moment just as a demonstration. You're not going to start moving these until you've got pictures in these squares, so you know exactly then where to place these in relation to your picture. The next thing we're going to do is show you an easier way really of changing the text. Because it's on individual text layers, all I need to do, so if I want to change the number 5, if I come up to the T icon in the number 5 layer and just double click the T icon, it automatically selects it for me. So I can then just simply choose my font, choose my colors, just a little bit quicker. You don't have to keep going back getting your text tool. Same again if I want to change the 0, if I just double click the T icon in the layer, okay, select it, choose my font, choose my color, and if I want to change the size, get my move tool and I can move that into place as well. So you need to make sure while you're working on the net on the right hand side that you're working on the corresponding layers for the net on right hand side folder. So I'm going to open up the net on the left hand side folder. So as you see, the numbers are different, but there is always some confusion because we've got a number 1 on the right hand side and a number 1 on the left hand side. People sometimes think they're on the right layer, try and change something, but it's not working. Always make sure you're in the right layer folder and on the right layer. Okay. If you move on to the next tutorial, then I'll show you some other things working with layers and this template.